Next part of the assembly to install the stepper motors onto your mill, you will need the following parts for each axis. We're going to be doing the Y, but the assembly for in the X is identical. 4 Allen cap screws, square plate, 4 little plastic tubes, the shaft collar, the coupler that couples the stepper motor to the axis, and the collar that holds the coupler to the machine. The stepper motor itself. The first part of this project, we're going to put the shaft collar onto the stepper motor. Notice that the end of the shaft of the stepper motor is even with the bottom of the recess in the shaft collar. You do not want the shaft sticking above the bottom. Next, we take the 4 little plastic tubes. These are going to go into the holes in the end of the shaft collar. Insert each one of the plastic tubes into the shaft collar like this. Next, we're going to test fit the stepper motor with the Y-axis. We're going to line up the plastic pointed tubes with the holes on the Y-axis. Push it together like this. What we're checking for is that the gap here is a uniform approximate 1/16 of an inch. We don't want it any less, we don't want it much more. Once the fit is good, remove the stepper motor and we'll proceed to the next step. If the fit is not good, take one of the plastic tubes, whichever one is the longest one and is not allowing it to come close enough, and trim a little bit off the square end, not the pointed end. The coupler that couples the stepper motor to the axis, 1/16 of an inch. For the next step, we're going to take the plate, the coupler that couples the stepper motor to the axis, and the collar that holds the coupler to the machine. And we're going to put it together like this. Notice the groove around the plate. That needs to meet with the ridge and the coupler here. Put them together like this. Put the ribbon over the whole assembly like this. And now we're going to thread that onto the axis. Carefully thread the assembly onto the axis about 1 to 1.5 turns. Next, we're going to be lining up the stepper motor with the Y-axis, just like we test fitted previously. Push the stepper motor into position, lining up the 4 white plastic tubes into the holes in the Y-axis, and push it into place. Once you've got it pushed into place, it should pretty much hold if you let go. Once you've got the stepper motor into place, line up the square plate behind it and insert the Allen screws into the plate and lightly tighten them. Once you've got all 4 screws evenly tightened and just reasonably snug, we're going to give the whole works approximately 3 additional turns for a total of approximately 5. We don't want it to start to get tight. If it starts to feel tight, back off 1/2 turn. Once you've got it into position, then you can slide the collar forward like this. I like to have mine in about the 9 o'clock position. Then taking the smallest Allen wrench and lining it up with the end of the coupler, snug it up. Make sure that your motor is plumb and square with the machine. It makes it look a lot better.